just to review, here's the opening line of the Abhidharma question, okay? Up here, in English, roughly, okay? And Vasubandhu is bowing down to the person who has three perfections, three perfect things. Punsoksum, okay? Atisha, Atisha. Okay, so he's bowing down to the person who's perfect in three different ways. Somewhere in this verse is three different perfections, okay? And two of them are hidden. And only one is directly stated, okay? So that's how I'm setting you up for this next part, okay? Because he destroyed the darkness over all things, we can say he has pangba punso.
Perfectly destroyed.
Yeah, perfectly got rid of some things. That's the first third of a Buddha. Okay?
Right.
Got rid of all bad qualities. Okay? Chung chub. It's the chub and chung chub. Okay? Now we reach the second one. Down here. Deshuki pombe feva pombe pope.
Now you sound like the rest of us. Right.
Two important words here for you guys to learn forever. Shuki. Shuki. Shuk means power. Okay? Shuk. And it sounds powerful, right? Shuk. Shuk means to sit. Shuk means power. Shuk means to sit. Shuk means power. Okay? Shuki. This morning we had Shirshak, for example. Shuk. By the way, this is the Shuk in Shungden. So there's a tantric deity called Shungden, Vegavati or something like that. He's a famous protector. And nowadays the Tibetan community is split by this argument. Some people believe in him, some people don't believe in him. They're split by this argument. So be careful when you say Shuk, okay? Just be aware. It's a very controversial thing among Tibetans right now. I haven't been involved with it. I don't care about it. I think it's all stupid. But anyway, Shuk, okay? When you say Shuki, it means by the power. And it means when one thing implies another thing. Okay? It means that A implies B. A Shuki, B. Okay? Because of the truth of A, Shuki, B. So it means implies. Or, okay? So, especially if you say that Shuki Pangba. Pangba means Pemba, like Pangbe Le, throwing, projecting, okay? Like a stone, or an arrow, da pen.
Yeah.
Okay? So, this expression in logic, in Buddhist logic, Shuki Pemba means is thrown by the power. It means implied, implicitly. Okay. The first punso implies the second one. Explain, word. While I eat, unfortunately you can't talk when you eat these.
I forget what the second punto is, but they're saying that the destruction of his perfect destruction of all his obstacles.
If you reach perfect destruction of your bad qualities, it implies.
You reach perfect accumulation of the good things.
Okay? Okay. Why is he saying it has to be implied?
It's not written there.
Yeah, it's not in the verse. There's no. He doesn't say, "I bow down to the one who got rid of all his problems and achieved all good things." He doesn't say the second part. But according to Shonin Lama, the bowing down to, who does he bow down to?
The Buddha? And the
Yeah, the Buddha.
Vasubandhu is bowing down to the Buddha. Don't confuse it with the bowing down by the translator who bowed down to Manjushri, I think. Okay? Okay. Deishuki Pangbe, implied by the first perfection, Punsok. The second one, which is Topa Punsok.
Realization.
Yeah.
Oh,
Understanding, perfect understanding. What's that understanding like? It Tokpa Sheja Tamje.
All existing things.
It understands
all existing
all existing things, not just emptiness. It understands all existing things, okay? So apparently, if you get rid of all your bad qualities, automatically, you will see all existing things. Or the presence of one implies the presence of the other. Okay, got it? Nindang Den, the object of his prostration has two qualities so far, two punsongs. How many were we supposed to have?
3.
So there must be a third one coming up. And here it is. Punsum Sokpa Sum, right here. Okay? Punsum Sokpa Sum. What's the third one? Tsewe Tuki. What's Sewa?
Love.
Yeah, love. Tuki means heart, his heart of love or his thoughts of love. Okay? Honorific form.
Yin.
Sam.
Sem, okay? You can say Ning also. Jola Nam La. To all beings. Okay? Jola Nam La. Pemba.
To benefit.
He wants to help all beings. Now there's a disclaimer. Now there's a disclaimer. It means in a contract it's in small letters. You know, I promise you to give you all the money, except unless I don't have it, or something like that. Okay. Here comes the small letters. Pembedu kawa jitabu. According to their kawa.
Their virtue.
The good karma.
Who's kawa?
The listeners of the teaching? Or, no,
The
all
beings. Yeah.
Wild Nam.
He helps all beings, but he is limited by their good karma.
Good karma.
That's cool.
Okay? And that's the difference between Christian and Buddhist. Okay? According to Christian, God can do anything. According to Buddhist, God can only do for you what you deserve. Okay? What you have earned through your own good karma. If you are not kind to other people, don't expect something nice coming, even from God. Because he doesn't have power to cancel the laws of karma. Not even Buddha can cancel the laws of karma. Okay? So, Gawaji Tabu Shindu means in accordance with their store of good karma. Okay? Gawa here you can say, it means share, right? But it means in accordance with how much good karma they have, then Buddha can help them. Okay? Pembe. And to do so, he will chutun. Teach them the Dharma. But if they don't have the karma, they won't hear it. They'll say, why is this guy talking about emptiness? I thought he was going to talk about making money. Okay? So it depends on, you can't teach someone something that they don't have the karma to hear. Jesus, by the way, if a Christian complains to you, he kept saying over and over, those who have ears to hear, those who have ears to hear, over and over, many, many times. If you ask him, does everybody have karma to have God help them? I think he would say no. He'd say, you know, do you have karma to hear the Dharma? If you have the ears, yes. You know, you can hear what I'm saying. He often would start his talk with, this is for those who have ears. Okay. Chittum Begone, by teaching Dharma, he helps them, okay? Which is really the only way that a Buddha can help us. They teach us. What's the highest of the deeds of a Buddha?
Teaching.
Teaching. Okay, that's all you can do. You can't directly give people karma, but you can teach them how to take care of themselves, okay? Gelwa means to cross an ocean, okay? Gelwa means to cross a difficult place. In this case, it's a swamp. Okay. Gelwakawa means
The difficult points.
crossed only with difficulty. Crossed over only with difficulty. What? Korwe ndam. Korwe ndam.
Nam.
Ndam's up means swamp.
The swamp of
Swamp
Okay,
is samsara.
dam means clay, swamp, yeah.
Oh.
And the implication is quicksand.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like easy place to get in trouble. Okay, korwe dam, gawa kawa, korwe dam, lay. Trauma is a form of the verb demba. Demba lame sangye.
Yeah.
Aya.
Recollection or teaching.
Or guide,
Uh-huh.
guide. Okay,
Oh, right.
who guides? So therefore, the Buddha has chinle punso.
Oh, you just had to. I forget
What's
it.
chinle?
Enlightened activity.
Perfected.
If I see any talking going on down there, I'm gonna do a, what do you call it?
I don't know. A trin line.
What is it when you clean out the government?
Oh, drain the swamp.
Drain the swamp.
Purge. I'm gonna do a
Drain
purge.
the Corwin Dom.
Okay, so be careful down there. Don't get less vigilant than you were the first day. Okay, chinle,
Enlightened activity.
enlightened activities. So when you say what people do, you say chepa. When you say what big people do, you say zepa.
Mhm.
When you say what enlightened people do, you say chinle.
Mm.
Okay, chinle means enlightened deeds. Okay.
It's like a double honor thing.
Yeah, it's an honorific. Polite. Okay, so the Buddha, or the person to whom he's bowing down, possesses the three kinds of excellence. The third one, Putsutsopa Sum, is the one of his activities where he guides people out of the swamp of cycle of pain, which is so difficult to cross, and he does so by teaching them the Dharma out of his love for people, but in accordance with their karma. Depending on how much karma they have. Okay, the bank account of karma, kawa.
Wow.
That's a very crucial disclaimer. Okay, I can teach you, but only as much karma as you have. Will you hear me? Okay. Dembe.
With thoughts of love, right?
Yeah, out of his love, out of his thoughts of love. Yeah. That's the discussion of the chiju, the offering of praise. Okay. And where were we? Nipa. Yeah, here. When he explained the meaning of the prostration, he promised to give you the meaning of the words, and then he promised sugang, a tachepa. What's it mean? Nice. You know Tibetan better than the people who know Tibetan. Okay? So he's promised us an analysis. Okay? And here it is. Nipa tachepala. So here's my analysis of the
second part.
Yeah, the offering of praise. No, it is the second part. The analysis is the second part. He's going to talk about this idea that the Buddha has given up things, he's going to debate it. He wants to go deeper. He asked, apparently his audience was Chinese. He said, "You want to go deeper?" And they said, "Yeah." Okay, Tachima. Kachik. Kachik nane.
Kachik says.
Yeah. Somebody says.
Big Mouth comes along and says.
Yeah, now somebody comes along and says, Nyomon chen dang nyomon chen ma yinbe mumba pangbe pamba yena di ngotengi pamba yinbe kyapsena. We start with this yin. If something is the elimination where you have eliminated, okay? If something is the elimination where you have eliminated, and you may want to find a different word, because eliminate means poo-poo sometimes. Where you have gotten rid of, nowadays I like gotten rid of for Pongba, okay? Where you have gotten rid of the mumba, The darkness. Why did he say darkness here?
Because he didn't want to use ignorance?
No,
Because you used Nyambong twice already?
no.
In the original.
Yeah, yeah. In the
Oh.
bowing down, he mentions the word darkness. You have removed the darkness over all things, meaning you have eliminated all negative things, which implies that you have gained all positive knowledge, which also implies you are helping all beings with great activities. Okay? I'm sorry, Dennis. Okay, so you got rid of the, okay, you reached an elimination. You got rid of two kinds of darkness. The one that's involved with mental, I want to call it negative emotions. Where you got rid of the one that's involved with negative emotions, and you got rid of darkness which is not involved with negative emotions. Okay. And that applies back to Sugang's text. You know, he's been talking about misunderstanding involved with kleshas and not involved with kleshas. But what it is, we're not clear yet in his text. Okay. The nguten is very important, okay? Nguten, as opposed to shukten. You tell me while I eat a cracker. Why I have confidence to eat a cracker while you're deciding it's going to take you a while. Nguten is as opposed to shukten.
Not powerful.
Functional?
Huh?
It is functional.
That's why I have time for a cracker.
Oh.
Does it require-
That's right, explicit?
Huh?
Explicit or manifest?
You're getting closer. I'm saying it's opposed to shukten. Shuk.
Just swampy or...
No.
Oh, not
Huh? Shuki pangba. Yeah, say it again.
Explicit.
Yeah, okay? The guy who doesn't know Tibetan knows better Tibetan. Shukten means explicitly stated, explicitly taught. Nguten. And then shukten means implicitly taught.
Oh.
It's a standard distinction. Okay? The elimination, which is directly indicated by the bowing down, I'm sorry. If something is an elimination where you eliminate either kinds of darkness that are related to negative emotions or not, okay? Then that if something is that, it must be the elimination which is referred to directly in this prostration. By the way, it's not the other way around. It's not, if something is the elimination described in this verse directly, it must be an elimination of two kinds of darkness. It doesn't say that, it's the opposite. Anything which is the elimination of two kinds of darkness is what's directly referred to in this darkness. Okay? What's our counterexample supposed to be?
Some kind of elimination of darkness that's not that.
Say again?
Some kind of illumination of darkness that's not that.
No. No mention of that.
Or it would be something that's not.
Yeah, it has to be an elimination of both.
Uh-huh.
Okay? It has to be an elimination of both mental afflictions and other kinds of negativities, okay? But it cannot be what Vasubandhu is talking about here, okay? If we give a good, directly, okay? So if our counterexample is correct, it should involve two kinds of darkness, but it shouldn't be what he's talking about here, okay? Sorry. That ought to wake up Dennis, okay. Sorry. Okay. that just broke his other eardrum. Sorry. Okay, so and it kind of relates to Sugang's text. Give me a counterexample of someone who's dealt with two kinds of darkness, but who's not a Buddha.
Arhat?
Yeah, an arhat, okay? So I would expect the counterexample to involve an arhat. We are not bowing down to an arhat at the beginning of the Abhidharma Kosha. we are bowing down to Mr. Big. We are bowing down to a Buddha. Okay. Okay, got it?
Yeah, no.
So it's not true that if someone has gotten rid of both kinds of darkness, they get to be the person that we prostrate to at the beginning of the Abhidharma course. Got it?
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
I'm amazed you can follow this in English. God bless you. Okay, understand?
Yeah.
Now, here comes the counterexample. Go. Nyenrang da chombe gyuki pang ba chen. Let's talk about the elimination of things that exist in the mind of an arhat who's on the lowest track. Listener track.
Yeah.
Okay? That's how. Oh, that must be what Vasubandhu's bowing down to here. That must be the amazing elimination of a Buddha, right? He says, why do you say that? We say because it involves both kinds of darkness. He's rid himself of both kinds of darkness. What are the two kinds of darkness?
Shijuk and Ninjuk.
No,
No.
involved with,
Because it's an arhat.
involved with negative thoughts or not involved with negative thoughts. These two, okay?
Just used his assertion.
Yeah, that time.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Then he says, I disagree that a lower arhat has eliminated both kinds of darkness. He says, I disagree, and we say, that tao, nyenrang da chomba de ni pang.
He has eliminated both.
Yeah, he's eliminated both.
Yeah.
Darkness that involves negative emotions and darkness which doesn't involve negative emotions. If you want to say it easy way in Abhidharma system, he got rid of some darkness referring, well, let's go see what he says. Okay.
Mental afflictions of, negative thought.
Therefore, he did too eliminate both because he eliminated the first and he eliminated the second. Okay, he's going to say that.
There you go.
He got rid of the darkness which is involved with negative emotions. Kashik.
Just those.
No.
Not only that.
No, I have time for a cracker. It's an insult when I reach for the crackers. It means I believe you won't give me a good answer for a while. We talked about it yesterday,
I
Kashik.
think it was even today.
I know, I thought it was a split reason.
Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it
Oh,
is.
he said that.
Okay, and I always use one in parentheses and two in parentheses. When I translate this, I will say he got rid of one, the darkness which is involved with negative emotions, and
Not only that.
two, he got rid of the darkness which is not involved with negative emotions. Okay. Hopefully he'll prove those two. Okay. Dumbledore tau. The first is correct. What's the first?
But he's eliminated
He got rid of
darkness involved with mental
Are involved
afflictions.
with-
darkness involved with
Negative
negative emotions. Okay. Try the waiter test on mental affliction and negative emotion. Go to a restaurant. Ask the waiter, what's a mental affliction? He'll just go. Ask him what's a negative emotion. He'll say, that's what my wife showed me this morning. Okay? Dumbledore tell. Da chomba yimbe.
He did it.
Of course he eliminated darkness involved with negative emotions because he's an arhat. That's what an arhat is. He destroyed the enemy. The enemy is the
Ninja.
negative emotions. That's why we call him an enemy destroyer. That's what arhat means. Okay? First one's easy. Now we split the second one off. Nipadanta, and the second is correct. He eliminated kinds of darkness which are not involved with negative emotion, and I'm excited. Why? We get to find out what does Choni Lama think is a kind of darkness that isn't a negative emotion. What's left? It's kind of your debate.
It's related.
You know, well, what's left? You know, what's a darkness that isn't involved with negative emotion? He's supposed to give us an example here. Dertao. De dumbala de chatan terwe tsuki pangyang. Tene chomba mayimbe kepa tebe chen. Okay, now. Whew. This is difficult. In the Abhidharma, there's two ways to get rid of something. Okay? Gisela, you're eating too many crackers. There's two ways to get rid of the crackers. Okay? Number one, I can get it out of my reach. Okay? That's called cessation. You know, I send it down to the side of the table. I can't reach it. Okay? That's called eliminate.
We'll eliminate them before you go through.
Okay? And that means I can't reach them anymore. They're out of my reach. That's called tene chomba. Here it's called tene chomba. Destroyed permanently. Now bring it back.
They're all gone.
So I can either put it out of my reach, tene pangba,
Tene Bangba.
or I can stop the desire.
That would be the Dichak Jawa.
Uh, Dumbala decha dandawa. So in the Abhidharma, there's two ways to get rid of a bad habit. One, you actually destroy it. One, you just give up your attraction to it. Okay? Got it?
The second one here?
Excuse me?
The second line?
Yeah, here, I'll give it to you. Dumbala decha dandawa literally means free of your attraction where you want it. Free of your attraction where you want it. Okay? It kind of implies you didn't destroy it. You like, okay? It's in reach. It's still in reach, but you got rid of it. It's two ways in the Abhidharma to eliminate a negative quality. One is you kind of didn't destroy it, but you decide not to indulge in it. And then the second way, tene jomba,
You just completely
to
destroy.
completely destroy it. You know, send it down to the end of the table. Okay, got it?
Which one is higher? Complete
Tene
destroy.
You tell me.
Complete destroy.
I think complete destroy is higher. Yeah, it's considered more stable. Then if I change my mind, I still can't get it. You know, if I lose my self-control, I still can't get it. Okay.
Is it the same like, I don't know, but in Chinese words, the first part, first is like you just like stop it, and the second is like you transform it. Is it same
You could
or
say that.
different?
No,
Different.
no, it's a little different. One is you stop your attraction for it.
Yeah.
One is you destroy it. In the second case, you can't get it back. In the first case, you can. If you start wanting it again, you know, if it's close by, you can eat again. Okay? Okay, got it? Okay, so this is an Abhidharma concept. Okay,
It's against mental affliction or
Yeah.
bad habits.
yeah.
So the first one implies you don't have desire.
Or the object of a bad habit. Like,
Oh, the object.
I mean, in an extreme example, your attraction to another person's partner. You can leave town, you can move to a different city,
Right.
Yeah.
or you can try to control yourself. If you can't control yourself, you might want to leave the city. Okay, right?
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
Okay, tene chomba mayimbe kepa. That distinction, kepa,
Kippa.
that distinction, and here's a logic word that everyone should learn, tepa, rikspa,
Class?
other meaning of rikspa.
Family?
Correct,
What?
it's correct,
Okay.
okay?
What is it?
Correct, tepa
Oh,
means
correct.
correct. So, mite means not correct, te means correct.
Cool.
Okay? So, his answer is this lower arhat has destroyed the second kind of darkness, okay? Because he doesn't say because they gave up their desire for it. He says because it's reasonable to make the distinction between losing your desire for it and destroying it completely.
So he's implying
He's implying
those are the two.
it's reasonable to say he got rid of it by canceling his desire for it by that method, sulki, okay? But maybe he hasn't gotten rid of it completely. Maybe he hasn't destroyed it completely. And to make that kind of distinction is valid. Now, there's an important something going on here. Have you seen this tene before in this text? Have you seen this little two words here, tene, in this text before?
Yes.
Let's go back. Let's go back to the bow down. Let's go way back to the bow down. Ding, 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 ding.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Ten.
Ten
Ten.
destroyed.
Yeah.
Tene destroyed.
Uh-huh.
He's
Completely.
shoving the root text in the guy's face.
Yeah.
Okay? So why is that arhat why can't that arhat qualify as the person we bow down to? Yeah, he's destroyed it, but not Tene.
Yeah.
He just stopped his desire for it.
Yeah.
Okay? He stopped his desire for it, but not Tene. Therefore, he cannot be the person we're bowing down to in this. So you cannot define the person we're bowing down to as anyone who's gotten rid of both kinds of darkness, because that arhat has gotten rid of both kinds of darkness, but he didn't get rid of it by
Completely destroyed.
by destroying it completely. Not like the way
Buddha.
Buddha did. Okay, that's all. That's the argument.
Did he ever say the second thing that the Arhat destroyed? Or did he not say? It seemed like he said one thing.
Well, here. No, he didn't, but he's about to.
Oh, okay.
In the next line, he's going to.
Okay.
Okay, it's a good question. Supposedly, the Buddha knows all things. So supposedly, 2,500 years ago, he saw we're going to be sitting here having this discussion. So he designed the scripture to answer Nick's question in the next breath. Don't think Buddha can't do that. Don't think Buddha can't think ahead that far. Okay? He said, oh my God, I got to add a sentence here for Nick Lashar in 2017. 2,517 years from now. Okay? Don't believe Buddha doesn't have this power. Okay?
Yeah, I hope it's the one that takes over into the direct perception.
And it is true that he's eliminated this second kind of darkness by dealing with his attraction towards it, by getting rid of his attraction towards it, and not by destroying it completely, because I'll show you a scripture that says the same thing. Rangda. There, Tal. It is true that he didn't destroy it completely, because the Rangda says,
The other comment.
Vasubandhu's own commentary, the Abhidharma Kosha, which is a hard commentary to read. It's not one that people usually use. There, Tal, because the auto commentary says, Kun la mumba chomba ni de me. When you see me, it means I agree, I admit. He got rid of the darkness over all things. But, me ki means but, tene mayan.
Not completely.
Not completely. Who's he talking about?
Mr.
An arhat. A lower arhat. Did he destroy the darkness over all things?
Yep.
But did he do it completely?
Apparently not.
No. Okay. All right. Got it?
What does that mean to do it over everything, but not totally over everything?
It means that he got rid of the desire for it, but he didn't destroy it. It means that. You see what I mean? You're supposed to go back that way. It's tough. Kind of tough. Now, okay, because you're going to have to footnote. You got a quotation. According to the mixed nuts school of philosophy, of translation. According to the mixed nuts translation
Should we
system,
put that on the diplomas and the certificate?
mixed nuts. Yeah. You're gonna have to go back. Now, where would you expect the auto commentary to be?
It's in the
Here,
In the Tengyur, right? Okay. Here it is. Okay. And let's go see. That's it. Okay.
Wow, that's quick.
By the way, you can see here. By the way, if you're interested, I like to read a little bit before and a little bit after a quotation like that. He extends it to Rang Sangye,
So the self-made
Oh, wow.
ones as well.
second track people.
Not
He
just
extends it to second track people.
the arhats of that.
Dongyunte.
Yeah. Because they have gotten rid of the darkness that relates to negative emotions, okay, we can say that they have destroyed the darkness over all things, but we cannot. By the way, that seems to mean darkness over all things, which is not involved with negative emotions, is ignorance. It seems to imply that.
Mm. Oh.
Okay.
Oh, I see.
But not in the way the Buddha has, okay? Not completely, okay? So Stanley, you gotta note this folio, 26B. Sometimes I'll watch, I'll go back to the page number. Because who cares? It's just bits and bytes. It doesn't cost me anything. I'm not writing it down on paper. I'll hit Command X, which will record where the book came, which book it came from. I go back to my text.
Don't you have to highlight something? Did you?
did.
I did already.
Oh, okay.
Then I like to make a space for it. This is ammunition for my footnote. Then I just hit V. Right away I bold it so I don't confuse it with the text. Okay? And then I like to put braces around it again so I don't confuse it with the text. That's all the ammunition I need for my footnote. I have the Tohoku number, I have the catalog number here, and I have the folio number. The rest I can get from other catalogs. For the we're going to talk about footnotes hopefully before the end of the term.
And you mean bibliography, right?
Bibliography, yeah. By the way, just so you know, point one in this system means one of two whole volumes. There's 2 volumes to his auto-commentary. His auto-commentary is about 2,000 pages. Okay, that's why people don't use it much. Okay, all right. Der Tel Rang Dele.
From the
Okay.
first half of the commentary.
She Sung Becher. Okay. By the way, it's in page 26 means it's very early in the first half of the auto commentary, because he's also talking about the prostration.
Sure.
We didn't get to the book yet.
It's probably
We're just doing the dedication to his wife, which is what Western books do,
Yeah,
right? Okay.
definitely.
Tawan Duna, if you agree back here, where we said, are you telling me that the elimination of the of this arhat, lower arhat, is the thing that Vasubandhu is bowing down to here? In the beginning, he would say that's right because it has the two. No, he'd say, "Why do you say that?" Okay. Now later he's going to change. Oh yeah, let's say it is what he's bowing down to. Mite.
It's not correct.
Yeah, that wouldn't be correct.
oh,
That's not correct. Why? Because that's not Pangba Punsok. That's not perfect elimination.
Yeah.
Okay. The elimination performed by that arhat is not the perfect one. Chichen. Why do you say that? Dertal? Of course it's not. Because it's not the Pangma,
In the mind of
it's
the
not the illumination that exists in the mind of an enlightened being. Which one? The one in the Arhat's mind. Okay, you cannot agree that it is the one that Vasubandhu is bowing down to here, because it's not a Buddha. He's not interested in bowing down to some lower Arhat at the beginning of a book. Okay. Now, Kyapte, it's necessarily the case that if something is the perfect elimination, it has to be the elimination in mind of a Buddha, okay?
Yeah.
Because because if something is the elimination which is directly indicated in this prostration, if something is the elimination directly indicated in this prostration, it's got to be good, okay?
Needs to be.
It's got to be a destruction which is total of the darkness, of the obstacles
All
to
seeing all things.
To all.
Or
Yeah. To options.
to all things, meaning Keche Chuni.
all known thing. All.
Who was working on Keches recently?
Adam. They're in the debate book.
Yeah, he was working on Ayatanas,
Yeah.
Doors of Sense. Okay. Now we learn something new. When Vasubandhu says to remove the darkness over all things, he's talking about all things means, according to this guy, the 6 sense or perceptions and the 6 objects of the 6 sense perceptions. Okay, those 12 things. Okay, according to our guy, when you say Buddha destroyed darkness over all things, he doesn't have to destroy darkness over 10 billion things, just 12. Everything you can, and Abhidharma goes down, the Shinjin goes down the body, right?
Right.
Anything you can see, hear, smell, taste, touch, or understand. Okay? And the objects. 6 consciousnesses. So that's the all in destroy the darkness over all.
Okay.
According to this guy,
Right.
just those 12. Okay?
And then
Okay, so his destruction of the darkness over all cannot be the same as the perfect destruction, because it's not, to be the perfect destruction, you have to destroy the darkness over all things, meaning the 12 ayatanas. Okay, wrong look. That's how, and that's correct, because after all, in the verse, didn't he say, who has destroyed the darkness over all things completely? Okay, got it? So I helped you. I took you back to Mumba earlier. He hasn't done it till here. He didn't take his reader back to, by the way, don't you remember the prostration talked about darkness and it used the word completely? Okay? Okay?
so is the reader just understand that the arhat hasn't?
It implies some understanding on the part of the reader.
Yeah.
He's a Buddhist. He already has pretty sophisticated. Okay? That argument. Okay, here's an easier argument. Yeah, this is kind of a silly argument. I think every half hour in the Abhidharma they give you some little argument to make you feel better, like you understand something. Okay, so he threw in a kind of a argument for teenagers. Okay, this is an argument for teenagers. So it's going to be easy for Stanley. Kachi, another guy comes, another debater. If something is the darkness which is directly indicated in this prostration, okay, it must be darkness. Okay? If something is the darkness that they mention in this verse of poetry, it must be darkness.
sounds right.
But somehow it isn't.
Then we say Demi Tepata.
Amy.
No, it's not.
It's not correct.
Not yet. Now get this.
Mite.
Because if something is the darkness mentioned in this verse, it cannot be darkness.
That's the cannot be.
It cannot be darkness.
Yeah.
Not only is it false to say, if something is the darkness in this verse, it must be darkness. The opposite is true. If something is the darkness mentioned in this verse, it cannot be darkness.
I have a feeling darkness might be a code word for something.
For something.
Now he's talking about physical darkness, you see, because this is a metaphor, okay? This is not real darkness. This is spiritual darkness. Okay? So therefore, if something is the darkness that Vasubandhu is talking about, in fact, it cannot be darkness. It cannot be physical darkness.
Did you say necessarily not?
Mayimbe kyat, it cannot be.
I'm just wondering which way you say not necessarily or necessarily.
Now, let me tell you something about English. Which is better? He always doesn't come here, or he never comes here?
Never comes here.
Yeah. Now that's a problem. You see, in Tibetan, you will say he always never comes here. And lots of translators follow the Tibetan.
Right.
And the reader's like, always never comes here. Okay? In English, we don't use always with a negative.
Right.
You know? We just say never.
Yeah.
We don't say she's always never, she always doesn't listen to me.
Always is kind of part.
You say she never listens to me. Okay? So get used to it. Okay? Bad translators will use a word for always with a negative. She always doesn't listen to me. And then a good translator will convert it into normal English. She never listens to me. Okay?
Yeah. Or always doesn't listen to me.
I don't agree with everything you've said.
Yeah.
How do you say it in normal
That
English?
means something else, right?
I disagree.
Yeah, I disagree with everything you've said.
Yeah.
Okay? So get used to that. Transform it into normal English. Okay?
Yeah.
Don't give the reader another obstacle to get over. Your Tibetanese. Your Tibetan-ish English. Don't make them struggle with that. Give them normal English, okay?
Yeah.
And one of them is anything that has to do with negatives always. In English, we don't say she always doesn't come. We say she never comes on time. You don't say about your partner she always doesn't come on time. You say she never comes on time. Okay? Get used to it. Okay.
I think Adam had a pretty important question here.
I think that was it, no?
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of cleared it up. It's one of those things. I'm just
Well,
gonna have to cook it.
The kyat, if it usually means not necessarily, not or cannot like.
Oh, necessarily not.
necessarily
There's different
not or
ways
not
to say it. There's different ways to say kyab. You can say covers,
Yeah.
which is lowest translation.
Yeah.
Darkness mentioned in this verse never covers normal darkness.
Mm-hmm.
You can say it that
So
way.
the answer is though it means never. It doesn't mean it's not necessarily. It doesn't necessarily prove that.
Yeah, you can say that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
In this case, or maybe it depends on the
yeah.
situation.
You can say it that way. Maybe it's more precise.
Never.
It's necessarily the case that it is not darkness.
Okay.
But you might want to say never darkness. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But it's not it's an important point. I think either one is acceptable.
Yeah, because it's Mayimbe kyat.
You can do what we call the Katie test. Write them both down and say which one's easier to understand. That's his wife. Check it with your wife.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Right, Yime Makyat would be not necessarily that,
Yeah.
as opposed to it's necessarily not that.
This is more firm.
So the last sentence was, if something is the darkness mentioned in this verse, it actually cannot be darkness.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually cannot
Kyat
be.
not. Must
Okay. And then he says, the guy said chichir. Why do you say that? And we say, because if something is the darkness mentioned in this verse, it must be a spiritual obstacle.
Sure. Yeah,
Dippa.
Yeah.
Dippa. It must be a spiritual
Spiritual
obstacle.
obstacle.
If I were the translator here, I would add the word spiritual. Okay.
Yeah, because otherwise it doesn't.
You don't get the punchline if you
Yeah.
don't say spiritual.
Right.
Okay. Oh, I disagree that if something is darkness mentioned in this verse,
It has to be spiritual.
it can't be. I'm sorry. I disagree that something is darkness. It can't be spiritual darkness.
But didn't he say if
Okay.
something is mentioned in the verse, it must be spiritual darkness?
Yeah, you can say
He
that.
said
If something is the darkness mentioned here, it must be spiritual darkness. I disagree. And then we say it is always the case that if something is the darkness mentioned here, we're talking about spiritual obstacle.
Yeah.
Because generally speaking,
Cheer in general,
generally,
darkness.
Mumbala chi suki kyabecho. What's chi and nung?
Outer inner, outside inside.
What's chi suk?
Jeez.
Outer forms.
Outer physical thing.
Yeah.
If generally speaking, if something is darkness, it must be an outer physical object,
Yeah.
meaning darkness of nighttime or the darkness of a dark room or
Lack of light.
the darkness inside my credit card account. Okay, all right. So this is sort of as we said, it's more like a teenager's argument, you know.
He's like equivocating a little bit.
Yeah, he's just trying to make us think we understand something. Okay, to repeat the exchange, the guy said, if something is the darkness mentioned directly in this verse, it must be darkness. And we said, no, quite the opposite. If something is the darkness mentioned in this verse, it cannot be darkness. And he said, why do you say that? And we said, because darkness here refers to a spiritual obstacle. And darkness in general refers to an outer state of not enough light,
Yeah.
which is physical.
Yeah.
Got it? You okay?
Yeah, it seemed out of place. But
It does seem a little out of space. I really do believe, in the Bob Harper video,
yeah.
every once in a while he lets you do down dog for 5 breaths. It's like he knows you need a break. Like, and he says, you know what, let's do down dog for 5 breaths. And you're like, oh. Then he'll hit you again. And that's what's happening here. He's about to hit us, probably. Shenyang, moreover,
Yeah.
Adam, that's sort of a clue that he's giving us during a debate. Shenyang, instead of starting with Kachignare again, what's it mean?
Means we're gonna attack the point a different way.
Yeah, good. We're gonna hit the same point from a second point of view. We're not going to a new guy. We're just punching the other guy a second time. Left hook, right uppercut. Boom, boom. Shenyang. Boom. Boom. Shenyang. Boom. Okay, got it? It's not a new debater. It's still this poor guy who thought that any darkness mentioned in the verse should be darkness. You can't blame him. He didn't say outside darkness. We put it in his mouth. Anyway, it's
Okay, so we
Coming
should,
from us?
we should stop in about 5 minutes.
yeah, we just got started. Shenyang Demi Tebata. It is too wrong to say that if something is the darkness mentioned in this verse, it must be darkness. Okay, because say Ming Tak here. Look at these 2 words.
Ming Tak.
Ming Tak.
Ming Tak.
Ming Tak is the Tibetan word for a nickname.
Okay.
Okay, Ming Tak. And almost every monk has a Ming Tak that you don't want to know. Okay, my Ming Tak is tree bark because I have a rough complexion. Rough, what do you call it?
Texture.
You touch my hand, it feels like tree bark. Okay, so my nickname, my nice nickname in the monastery was tree bark. You want to know the other one? Pig pig.
Jello leg, yellow.
Pig means gelatin,
Yeah.
like jello.
Jelly leg.
Because when I get in a big debate, my legs go like this. You know, like from here up, I'm okay. I can debate, but my legs start going like this. They say, "Hey, pig's up here again, Mr. Jello." That's Ming Tak. Okay, Ming Tak. And there's worse ones, okay?
What is that?
So in
careful, you'll get one.
So when I used to go to the monastery, they were really refugees. They didn't have any money. A lot of them were sick. A lot of them had tuberculosis. And so me and Rinpoche would make them a nice dinner. You know, you're talking 1,500 people. So we'd make them a nice dinner. The best dinner is momo. But there's another thing called chapale. It looks a little bit like a McDonald's hamburger. But they were so poor they couldn't buy meat. Nowadays they're not allowed to have meat in the temple. But in those days they had meat. And so we would make them a nice chapale for everybody. And you know, they take 2 and they put 5 in there. You know, they'd go like, you know, and they'd always have this bag of chapale with the, you know. So then they would give us a debate demonstration. Because we're the sponsor. And we did it with Dr. Wu in our retreat center. We gave him a debate demonstration. And he's supposed to get up on the throne and wear this special coat. And we did the whole thing with Dr. Wu. So Rinpoche gets up, I get up, he sits on the throne, I sit next to him. And then this guy goes, they have a debate, they're debating, but they're thinking about eating the chapale at home. Then they go, then you're supposed to say, Chichen Yimbe, right? So one guy got up and said, Chichen, chapale. So guess what his Mingtak is? After that, for 10 years, they call him chapale. Hey, burger. Hey, burger. Mingtak.
Mingitak.
Minki tak means apply a name. This tak is dog. It's the same one in Madhyamika when you talk about. No, this is that also, but more like when you impute. Impute. Okay. It means to apply a name, a nickname, to the Jipani.
To the 2 obstacles.
Obstacles to nirvana and obstacles to Buddhahood. What nickname is given to them in this verse?
Darkness.
Yeah, darkness. Okay. So we're just saying darkness here doesn't refer to physical darkness. It refers to the 2 obstacles, one to Buddhahood, one to nirvana. Okay? Okay, now another important point. Chutun. Say chutun.
Chutun.
Chutun means analogous.
Oh.
It's a logic word for analogous. Analogy. Similar to. Okay? Chutun. Chutun. Okay? What's analogous here?
The darkness.
Yeah, the 2 obstacles are analogous to
The 2
physical darkness. Okay? Meaning they are similar to.
Analogous means
Analogy means like metaphor. It means they are similar to.
Oh, but you said analogous.
So in
Analogous.
English poetry or English composition, we have a word analogy. A-N-A-L-O-G-Y. And it means to compare something to, I don't know, like you can compare time to a river. A candle? You compare your lifetime to a candle. That's an analogy. It's like a metaphor. Okay, so here, then this is the verb for the relationship between those 2 things. The candle and your life, they are analogous, or they share some quality. Chutun. They share some quality, meaning they're both. If you have them, you're going to get hurt. You're going to bang your leg on a table or something, okay? Or you're going to have to die.
That's time, Geshe.
Okay, I want this last word, some. That's all. That's all. We're not talking about real darkness. It's just a name, a nickname, which is given to the 2 obstacles because they share some qualities with darkness. Okay, got it? All right.
All right.
Sashi Buddhi Jushin Metotam Rira Nishi Nyende Gembadi
Sangye Shindu Nikte Ruwargi Jokun Namdak Shinla Chuparsho Hira Guru Namandala Kamyatayami Di Kewokun Sunam Yeshe Tsokzokshin Sunam Yeshe Lejungwe Tabar Kunyi Tabar Sho.
All right. Mr. Abhidharma.
Okay.
Your Ming talk is Mr. Abhidharma.
Yeah.